Is there anything more manly in life than making maple syrup? Think about it. It involves spending time in the great outdoors, connecting with nature, and boiling off plenty of steam. Plus, it tastes pretty good too. Yeah, that might be a bit overkill. Oh well, waste not, want not. Hey guys, Robbie Sondag here with a little godly advice for living a more meaningful life. When most people think of maple syrup, visions of Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, and Hungry Jack come to mind. But did you know that these common store brands don't even contain actual maple syrup? Most are highly processed products containing corn syrup and or high fructose corn syrup, and coloring and flavoring and preservatives. Real maple syrup, however, is pretty much sap taken straight from a maple tree and boiled down into pure syrup. When compared side by side, there really is no comparison. The fake stuff has a noticeably artificial flavor, while the real stuff has a clean, complex maple flavor with hints of vanilla and caramel and even prune. Real maple syrup has no fat and contains beneficial nutrients like potassium and magnesium and iron. It's good for digestion and the circulatory system and has fewer calories than most sweeteners. They say that fake maple syrup resembles real maple syrup about as much as Velveeta resembles real cheese. And while the Bible doesn't mention syrup, it does have warnings about knowing the difference between what's real and what's fake. I love the Message version of Mark chapter 13 verses 21 through 23, where it says, "No one knows the day or hour. If anyone tries to flag you down calling out, 'Here's the Messiah,' or points, 'There he is,' don't fall for it. Fake messiahs and lying preachers are going to pop up everywhere. Their impressive credentials and dazzling performances will pull the wool over the eyes of even those who ought to know better. So watch out. I've given you fair warning." I remember the first time I read that verse years ago, worrying, what if that happens to me? Because I'm kind of a sucker for everything. How can anyone know what's really real and what's really fake? Well, as I've gotten older, I don't worry about that as much anymore, and I'll tell you why. Because when you form the habit of reading the Bible daily, you learn to discern what's really true. And that's not a human thing, that's the Holy Spirit speaking to you. And the more you can know what's really true, the easier it is to spot a phony a mile away. So what about you? Are you reading the Word daily? I mean, it's not a requirement, but trust me, you will be tested. Why not start forming that habit today? So yes, there is something more manly in life than making maple syrup. It's learning to form the habit of getting into the Word daily so you can learn what's really real and what's really fake. Sticky. Oops. Don't worry, this is a prop. This is fake. This is real. Hey, if you'd like a weekly dose of humor, truth, and encouragement, or maybe you're like a lot of guys who struggle just to crack open their Bible, do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe box and the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And let's start going through a verse a week together. Not a bad place to start. And make sure to check out this week's bonus video where we'll learn exactly where maple syrup comes from. And we will see you next time for another installment of Manly Moments.